Welcome to Albany, the capital of New York. We're here for the Digital Government Summit. We're going to talk to some leaders working in government modernization and technology and talk about how all three can come together to make New York the best place to live, work, and play. KPMG is the room where it happens today. Tell us about who we're going to talk to.
Today we're going to talk to Stephen Acquario. He's the Executive Director of the New York State Association of Counties, and Fran Reiter of the New York State Forum. We're going to discuss AI, technology challenges, and workforce challenges with state and local government.
Let's do it.
This is a municipal association that has been around since 1925. Republicans, Democrats, conservatives, and liberals, if they're in county government, if they're elected officials, if they're department heads, it's a great big umbrella municipal association that turns 100 years, and we're very proud and happy of that.
When we think about government and technology, right? Government moves notoriously slow, and technology moves fast. And if we want to retain good talent that's working in government, we want to give them the tools to be able to succeed and advance in their career in a technologically savvy way. How does your association deal with that?
Well, I think that's artificial intelligence. I think that's going to be hand in hand. And KPMG, I know around the state, has talked about this, brought some tools to our members, had some webinars. But I think artificial intelligence is part of that solution. We have a workforce challenge right now. We can't get childcare workers, public health nurses to work in government right now, 911 operators. We can't find individuals that have a commercial driver's license to plow our roads and fix our roads and drive the trucks that are needed, or bus drivers, school bus drivers. We have a challenge in workforce recruitment right now. So we have to work with technology. We have to have technology assist in any way that we can. I know that artificial intelligence is part of today. If you're not working with artificial intelligence right now, others are. You're going to be that much far behind in helping the workforce grow and how to figure out massive amounts of data in seconds or minutes to translate policy issues into something that the public can understand. Again, how are we serving the public? How does technology help with 911 or help in an ambulance that's arriving at someone's house with a desperate plea for help? And we can use technology there to assess this situation, work with telehealth, and treat that individual right there in their home with an unnecessary trip, avoiding an unnecessary trip to the emergency room. So lots of areas for us to focus on technology. It's going to be part of our future. It's part of today. And a lot of counties are talking about that right now.
Technology has played a role in government for, I'm going to guess, 40 years, but clearly in an increasingly large way, which is one of the great problems that government faces. We talk a lot about what are the issues that face government specifically as opposed to the private sector in dealing with technology. And it was out of these issues that the New York State Forum was actually born, because there was a recognition that as technology became a more integral, vital part of the delivery of government services, government was going to face some difficult challenges. Challenge number one is that technology is expensive. So where's the budget for it? Number two, you have a thriving private sector that pays a whole lot more than government is ever going to pay. How do we compete for a quality workforce? But the third one is that hasn't gotten any better, despite numerous attempts to make it better, is that the procurement process of government is slow. And as we know, technology moves at a very, very rapid pace. So government makes a decision to purchase an app, a service, a platform, whatever it is, and starts a procurement process that can take a year, 2 years, to the point where by the time the government actually procures it and can start using it, it's obsolete. Government continues to procure technology. It's using it all over the place and using it to good ends. And that's why the New York State Forum was born as an organization that would bring the private sector, private technology sector, together with the public technology sector to help the public sector do it better. And to be able to bring that private sector knowledge whether it's a technology company or a company like KPMG, to bear on how New York State can do it is a very positive thing, and that's why we talk about the forum being all about collaboration.
Something Fran Reiter mentioned from the New York State Forum is that KPMG was able to bring an example of a technological advancement from another part of the country that she wanted to learn about to implement here in New York, but you were able to help facilitate that relationship building.
So we actually went and got 10 or 12 use cases from other clients, both federal and state government, to say this is what our clients are doing. This is how you can move forward. Here's some of the mistakes they made. Here's some of the potholes they hit. But by learning from that, you can go forward. And the thing is not to be afraid to move forward. The thing is just move forward with your eyes wide open, understand the risks, make some successes, evaluate them, and then just keep moving. The days of trying to come up with the entire solution and bake it before you move forward are over.
Could you give an example of how you helped a government agency implement the use of AI or technology to advance something different?
We had a client that had to implement a new leasing standard for their financial statements, and they had thousands of lease documents that they needed to ingest, read, and understand what the lease terms were. If they had humans doing that, that would have taken a couple of years of a team of 5 to 10 people. We built a program that would read the leases, would spit out the terms, and that got them about 75% of the way there. And then they just had to go through the things that weren't as legible and readable. But it saved them months and months of time, and it really allowed them to get their project done on time. Other examples are reading contract documents. Lots of things where they can internally save time and get to the answer quicker by just using the AI and training the AI to read the documents much faster.
Let me say this, a big problem with technology and government is that most people don't understand. They know how to work their phones, they know how to do social media, they know how to email, right? And they know how to search. So they know that's what I know, right? I'm no technology genius, and I've been around technology a long time. I still know very little, really. The people who are legislating, the people who are passing budgets, I'm talking about governors, legislators, the entities that were making these decisions didn't know very much about it. And that's an issue. And they have expectations of it sometimes that are unreasonable or just aren't true.
How are we going to harness the power of this? Take the time to understand it. The association is putting out a toolkit on artificial intelligence so that they can help adopt policies, put guardrails out there on this for ethics, and avoid discriminatory practices, which might be embedded into an artificial intelligence system. So there's things that we need to do to put guardrails around it, but it's something that everyone needs to take the time to understand.
Think about what we did during COVID. We all had to go remote, we all had to put up Teams and Zoom and things like that. It wasn't perfect, but every week you would get a new release. Every week something new would come out. And that's the way you got to think about AI and some of the new technologies. Instead of getting it perfect like the old days, you can put things up and incrementally improve them. And I think that's where the government has to learn that you can't put everything out in a perfect manner. The old ways of doing things are over.
I don't care if you're 80. I don't care if you're 20. The generations in between, everybody needs to understand the power of this technology. It's been on our refrigerators for years. With water, with light, temperature. It's on our thermostats in our houses. This is just the evolution of technology.